So good morning to one and all. So today we are going to be discussing Telangana economy, 10th unit Telangana economy. So energy sources in Telangana state. So we have already started the energy sources in Telangana state. So here mainly we had two things. So that is of Telangana State Power Generation Corporation of India Limited. So one we have already discussed about TS Genco. TS Genco. So we have already discussed. So we have already in the previous session we have discussed about the Telangana State Power Generation Corporation Limited. We have already discussed. So in shortly we are calling it as and what here Telangana State TS Genco. In shortly we are calling it as and what here TS Genco here. So that the another one is called it as and what here TS Transport Transmission and Distribution of Energy in Telangana. Transmission and distribution of energy in Telangana. Transmission and distribution of transmission and distribution of energy in Telangana. Transmission and distribution of energy in Telangana. Transmission and distribution of energy in Telangana. So in shortly we are calling it as and what here TS Transport. TS Transport. TS Transport. TS Transport. TS Transport. So transmission and distribution in transmission and distribution of energy in Telangana. Transmission and distribution of energy in Telangana. In short, what we are calling TS Transport. TRANS. TRANS. TRANSC. TRANSC. Transport. So here, after formation of the state, after formation of a Telangana state, after formation of state in the sense what here, after formation of a Telangana state. So the Telangana State Transmission Corporation of Telangana Limited, the Telangana Transmission Corporation of Telangana Limited, Transport TS Transco was constituted to take care. Telangana State Transco was constituted to take care of transmission needs of the state here. Transmission needs of the state here. So a year after formation of the state, అంటే ఏంటి తెలంగాణ ఏర్పడిన తర్వాత ఒక సంవత్సరం తర్వాత a year after formation of the state 112 members of EHT substations 112 members EHT substitutions 12 members EHT so EHT substitutions 112 members EHT substitutions 833 number 112 number of EHT substitutions 833 number 833 number 833 number 33 by 11 kilowatts 33 by 11 kilowatts substations are commissioned and 2.54 lakh of distribution transmission are added 2.54 lakh distribution transformers are added to SEO 2020 got here. So here GOT means here that the mainly it is going to be consisting of these particular things by the Telangana transmission distribution of energy here. So here the major power projects in Telangana state are National Thermal Power Corporation, the major number of power corporation, the major number of projects, the major number of power projects in our Telangana state, the major number of power projects in our Telangana state are National Thermal Power Corporation, NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation, NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation, located in Ramagundam, Ramagundam, Karimnagar district. Located in Ramagundam, Karimnagar district. Ramagundam ekkada undi? Karimnagar district lo undi. And here Kottagudem Thermal Power Corporation. Kottagudem Thermal Power Corporation. Kottagudem Thermal Power Corporation. Kottagudem Thermal Power Corporation, situated in Palvancha, situated in Palvancha of Karimnagar district. These two are under the, this is at Ramagundam. Ramagundam. So this is of Palvancha district. Palvancha. Palvancha. These two are under the Karimnagar district. These two thermal power projects under the Karimnagar district. These two power projects will be situated under the Karimnagar district. And here Kakatiya Thermal Power Corporation, located at Bhupalpalli, Warangal district. Kakatiya Thermal Power, KTPC. Kakatiya Thermal Power, Kakatiya Kottagudem Thermal Power. So here Kakatiya Thermal Power Corporation, Kakatiya Thermal Power, Kakatiya Thermal Power, Kakatiya Thermal Power Corporation, located at Bhupalpalli. Corporation, located at Bhupalpalli. Kakatiya Thermal Power Corporation, Kakatiya Thermal Power Corporation, Bhupalpalli, Warangal district. So while some other major hydroelectricity, some of the major hydroelectricity power, these three are the thermal electricity power. Hydroelectricity power plants are located at Nagarjuna Sagar, Pochampadu, Singur, Nagarjuna Sagar, Pochampadu, Singur, Nizam Sagar, Pulichintala. The state had a power deficit of around 2,482 million units. 2,482 million units. Still, so after these many number of projects will be consisted also. So here the state will be having the deficit, the power deficit of 2,482 million units during the 2013 to 14 here. So the energy requirement was 43,000. The total energy requirement was 47,428 million watts. 47,487 million watts. So at that particular time, and but how available energy was 44,946 million units. 44,946 million units. Available will be of only 44,000. Actually required will be of 47,487 million units. But so we had only means the capacity we had is 44,946 million watts only we are going to be available here. So here during the 2014 to 50. So the energy requirements was 50,916. The energy requirements in the year of 2014 to 15 was so 50,916 million units, and the availability of energy of the state will be of 48,788 million units. 48,788 million units from all the sources here, that the hydroelectric power and the thermal electric power here. So the detail of energy requirements, the details of the energy requirements and the availability in the Telangana state, the details of the energy requirement and the availability in our Telangana state is given table 10.9 here. So there are two distribution companies are stated. There are two distribution companies. There are the two distribution companies in the state, namely Telangana State Southern Power Distribution Company Limited, TSSPDCL, Telangana Southern Power Distribution Corporation Limited, Telangana Distribution Company, Telangana State TSSPDCL, Telangana State Southern Power Distribution Company Limited, and Telangana State Northern Power Distribution Company Limited, TSNPDCL, Northern Power Distribution Company Limited. So we had two things, two ways here. There are two distribution companies we had in our Telangana state. One is Telangana State Southern Power Distribution Corporation Company Limited. Telangana State Southern Power Distribution Company Limited. So Telangana Telangana State North Power Distribution Company Limited here. Telangana State Northern Power Distribution Company Limited, TSNPDCL here. And supply of electricity to consumers in Telangana. The supply of electricity to consumers in Telangana as on 1/12/2019. 1/12/2019 means on 1st December 2019. So there are total of 1.53 crore service connections in the state. 1.53 crore connections. 1.53 crore connections. 1.53 crore connections in the state. So category of consumptions are shown. That the category of consumption will be shown in the table 10.10. About the 73% of the energy consumption in Telangana state is in the form of a domestic consumption. 73%. The 73% of the electricity consumption will be there for the in our Telangana state will be domestic consumption only. So there are different number of flagship programs in energy sector here. There are the different number of flagship programs in our energy sector. Flagship programs in 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 our energy sector. Flagship programs in our energy sector here. So the following are the main flagship programs in the following are the some of the main flagship programs in energy sector in our Telangana state. So 24-hour power supply to agriculture sector. 24 hours. 24 hours. 24 hours power supply. Power supply 24 hours of power supply to agriculture sector. 24 hours power supply to agriculture sector. 24 hours power supply to agriculture sector here. So here that the 24 hours supply to agriculture sector in order to end the suffering of farmers. In order to end the sufferings of farmers అంటే రైతులు కష్టపడేదాన్ని ఇది చేయకుండా సో in order to end అంటే ఏంటి రైతుల యొక్క కష్టాలను తీర్చడానికి కోసమని. So in order to end the farmers in order to end the sufferings of farmers in getting contribution in getting the continuous power అంటే కంటిన్యూస్ గా వాళ్ళకు పవర్ సప్లై అనేది అందించడం కోసం. So the state government launched the state government means what here the Telangana state government has been launched a supplying of 24 hours quality power. 24 hours quality power to agriculture sector here. అంటే 24 గంటలు కూడా క్వాలిటీ పవర్ అంటే ఏంటి అందులో లో ఫేస్ అట్లాంటివి లేకుండా ఏంటి కంటిన్యూషన్ క్వాలిటీ పవర్ని అందించడానికి 24 గంటలు కూడా రైతులకి. సో 24 hours quality power supply to agriculture sector. 24 hour power supply in 24 hours power supply is being provided. So the 24 hours power supply is going to be being provided from 1/1/2018 అంటే 1st January 2018 నుంచి to 23.31 lakh agriculture pumps through the 23.31 lakh agriculture pump sets in Telangana state here. So 1 అంటే ఏంటి జనవరి 1 జనవరి 2018 వరకు మొత్తం ఎన్ని పంపు సెట్లు ఉన్నాయి 23,31,000 పంపు సెట్లు ఉన్నాయి 23,31,000 పంపు సెట్లకి పవర్ సప్లైని అందించడానికి in the Telangana state they have been introduced the program called as a 24-hour power supply in agriculture sector by the Telangana government here. So this is one of the flagship program introduced by the Telangana government here. So these are the different number of energy sector which will be consisting in our as a economic infrastructure here. So let us discuss the social infrastructure in our Telangana economy here. Social infrastructure in our Telangana state. Social infrastructure. So here that the irrigational projects in the energy sector as a in the form of an economic infrastructure we will be consisting in our Telangana state here. So let us discuss about the social infrastructure. Social infrastructure include of what here education, health, skills and knowledge will be including of what here our social infrastructure here. So let us discuss the what are the social infrastructure will be available in our Telangana state here. So the first one will be education in Telangana. Education in Telangana. Let us discuss about the education in Telangana here. So education is a crucial element. Education is one of the crucial element. అంటే చాలా కంపల్సరీగా అవసరమైంది. Education is a crucial element in strengthening the human resources. Education is one of the crucial element in strengthening the human resources. Human resources అంటే ఏంటి హెల్త్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ మన మనకి సంబంధించినవన్నీ కూడా హ్యూమన్ రిసోర్సెస్ కిందకి వస్తాయి. సో హియర్ అంటే పర్సన్కి సంబంధించినవన్నీ కూడా హ్యూమన్ రిసోర్సెస్ కిందకి వస్తాయి. సో ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఈజ్ ఏ క్రూషియల్ ఎలిమెంట్ ఇన్ స్ట్రెంథనింగ్ ద హ్యూమన్ రిసోర్సెస్ అండ్ ఎకనామిక్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎ కంట్రీ. హ్యూమన్ రిసోర్సెస్ అండ్ ఆల్సో ద ఎకనామిక్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ద country also education will be playing a very important role here. So education helps in creating the more productive labor force. Education will be helping us to క్రియేటింగ్ ద మోర్ లేబర్ ఫోర్స్, ఇంకా ఎక్కువ లేబర్ ఫోర్స్ని ఇంక్రీజ్ చేయడానికి ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అనేది మనకి హెల్ప్ చేస్తుంది. సో ద 45th ఆర్టికల్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇండియన్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్, ద 45th ఆర్టికల్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇండియన్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్, 45th ఆర్టికల్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇండియన్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ So 45th article of the Indian Constitution. The 45th article of the Indian Constitution has laid down the responsibility of the state. They have been spread of what here the 45th article of the Indian Constitution has been specified the state to provide a free and compulsory education. To provide the free and compulsory అంటే ఏంటి ఉచిత విద్య తర్వాత కంపల్సరీ ఖచ్చితమైన విద్య. సో కంపల్సరీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ టు బోత్ బాయ్స్ అండ్ గర్ల్స్ ఫర్ ద ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ 6 to 14 years. గ్రోత్ ఇయర్ 6 to 14 years, 14 years బోత్ గర్ల్స్ అండ్ బాయ్స్ ఫ్రీ అండ్ కంపల్సరీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్. ప్రతి ఒక్కరు కూడా ఏంటి చిన్నపిల్లలు బాల కార్మికులు లేకుండా ఏం చేశారు 6 ఏళ్ల నుంచి 14 ఏళ్ల వయసు లోపు పిల్లలకి ఫ్రీ ఉచిత విద్య మరియు ఖచ్చితమైన విద్య. So here free and compulsory education has been brought here. So according to right to education act, right to education act, right to education has become the fundamental right under the article 21A. So right to education act, right to education is a fundamental right. ఇది ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి ఉన్న ఇదేంటి హక్కు అనమాట. అవునా, మనకి ప్రాథమిక హక్కులు ఉన్నాయి కదా. సో హియర్ దర్ ఇస్ ఏ fundamental right under the article of 21A, fundamental right under the article of 21A as per the 86th constitutional amendment, as per the 86th constitutional amendment in the year of 1993 here. 1993 here. So towards this end, towards of this particular end. So apart from the existing education, apart from the existing educational setup, Telangana government initiated the Telangana government has been initiated the several schemes. Not only of this, the Telangana government has been initiated the several schemes such as establishment of a new social welfare residential schools, establishment of a new social welfare residential schools, model schools, strengthening of infrastructure and strengthening of the infrastructure and implementation of midday meals program etc. Here midday meals program etc. మధ్యాహ్న భోజన పథకము తర్వాత రెసిడెన్షియల్ స్కూల్స్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ మోడల్ స్కూల్స్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ అనేది చేపట్టడం జరిగిందనమాట. సో హియర్ లిటరసీ రేట్ ఇన్ తెలంగాణ, లిటరసీ రేట్స్ ఇన్ literacy rates in Telangana. So the next one is what here? Literacy rates in Telangana. According to the population census 2011, according to the 2011 census, according to the total population, according to the 2011 census. అంటే 2011 జనాభా లెక్కల ప్రకారం according to the 2011 census population, according to the population of 2011 census, according to the ఇప్పుడు జనాభా లెక్కలు 2011 జనాభా లెక్కల ప్రకారం. So the literacy rate of Telangana is 66.54%. Telangana state literacy rate is 66.54%. So the Telangana state literacy rate will be of how much here? 66.54%. However, that the considerable variations are observed. However, there is a considerable variations we are going to be observing in the literacy rates among the different groups. Literacy rates among the different groups like rural areas and urban areas within the districts, within the district, one district to another district, or within the age group. So compared to the same age group, and 81% area, 81% as areas in 24 age groups, social groups, male and female, social groups, male and female కూడా differentiation అనేది మనకి ఉందన్నమాట. So here the literacy gap between the rural 57% and the urban will be of 87% here. Rural areas, the literacy gap between the rural areas will be of 57%. Rural areas will be of how much here? 57%. As compared to urban areas, it is 81% here. Urban areas, it is of 81% as compared to the area wise. So under the rural areas, the total literacy rate will be of 57% in our Telangana state. As in the urban areas will be of, it is 81% here. Urban areas, it is going to be consisting of 81% here. Area is 24% points, and the literacy gap between the male will be of 75%, female will be of 58%. Male will be of 78%. Total literacy rate in the Telangana state, male literacy rate will be of male literacy rate will be of 75%. Male literacy rate will be of 75%. Female literacy rate will be of 58% in the population. Female literacy rate will be of 58% in our 58% in our population is 17% points here. So here 17 percentage points. So the literacy rate for the age group 7 to 14 years. So 7 to 14 years, 15 to 24 years. 7 to 14 years, the age group when we are going to comparing 7 to 14 years age group and 15 to 24 years age group here. So 7 to 14 years and 15 to 24 years, the state higher than the national average here. So the state, Telangana state is going to be consisting the higher than the national average. National average కంటే state average, Telangana state average అనేది ఎక్కువగా ఉంది. So in the remaining age group, national averages are higher than the state average here. So in the remaining average groups, that the literacy rate. So when we are going to comparing to our Telangana state, so the national average is higher than the Telangana average state here. So here it will be showing of table 10.11 and table 12 shows this particular practice here. So here as per the literacy levels in districts, as per the literacy levels in districts are concerned, as per the literacy levels. So total the Telangana state will be consisting of 33 districts. No, present Telangana state lo enni unnai ఎన్ని డిస్ట్రిక్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి 33 డిస్ట్రిక్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి అవునా కదా present Telangana state will be consisting of totally 33 districts here. So as far as literacy levels in literacy levels in districts are concerned, among 33 districts of state, the Telangana state will be consisting of totally 33 districts. Telangana state will be consisting of totally 33 districts. Hyderabad stands the topmost. Hyderabad is going to be standing the topmost is Hyderabad. Hyderabad is going to be standing as a topmost, which will be consisting of 83.25%. 83.25%. So Telangana, the Telangana state will be consisting the topmost district is Hyderabad district. So which will be consisting of 83.25% of the literacy rate, and Jogulamba Gadwal district stands as the bottom here. Jogulamba Gadwal district. Jogulamba Gadwal district as a bottom, as bottom stands. Which district here? Jogulamba Gadwal district will be standing as a bottom level. Jogulamba Gadwal district is going to be standing as a bottom level with a 49.87%. 49.87% of the literacy rate. 49.87%. 49.87% with the bottom level. The district will be Jogulamba Gadwal district is going to be starting as a bottom level in our Telangana state as per the literacy level concerned here. So which will be consisting of how much here? Total literacy rate 49.87% here. 49.87% of the literacy rate will be consisting by the Jogulamba Gadwal district here. Out of 33 districts, the topmost is the Hyderabad district, bottommost is the Jogulamba Gadwal district will be standing as a bottommost with the 49.87% of the literacy rate here. Among all the districts, so 5 districts that the Hyderabad, Medchal, Malkajgiri, Warangal urban, Rangareddy and Karimnagar are the above states average 66.54%, and the remaining 28 districts are below the average here. So out of these particular things, out of the 33 districts which will be consisting by the Telangana state, out of the 33 districts consisting by the Telangana state, the topmost 5 districts are Hyderabad. So the topmost districts will be of Hyderabad, Medchal, Malkajgiri, Medchal, Malkajgiri district, Warangal urban, Rangareddy and Karimnagar districts. Warangal urban, Rangareddy district, Rangareddy district and Karimnagar district. Karimnagar district. So here that the among all the 33 districts, of the Telangana state, Hyderabad district, Medchal, Malkajgiri district, Warangal urban, Rangareddy and Karimnagar districts are above the state average. State average అంటే ఎక్కువ ఉన్నాయి డిస్ట్రిక్ట్స్ లో ఎంత 66.54%. So above the state average 66.54%, and the remaining 28 districts have below the average here. So remaining 28 districts below the average of the state. Remaining 28 districts of the Telangana state will be consisting of below the average of the state, that is 66.54% here. 66.54%. So now we can compare here the state average will be of 66.54%. The topmost 5 districts which will be consisting of what here? Hyderabad district, Medchal Malkajgiri district, Warangal urban district, Rangareddy district and the Karimnagar districts. These 5 districts will be topmost when compared to the Telangana average literacy rate. Telangana state average literacy rate. These 5 states will be having the more than the Telangana state average literacy rate here. So the other 28 states totally consisting, the Telangana state will be consisting of 33 districts. Out of that, the 33, 5 districts will be topmost than the Telangana average. So the 20 out of that, below the 28 districts will be below the state average here by then the literacy rate.